Welcome to Tita Talks. My name is Sonia Tita Popolo, and I'm your host. It is a great privilege and pleasure to introduce you to Anastasiia Mazurok. Anastasia is an award winning superstar violinist and a Rockefeller Foundation Fellow at the Juilliard School of Music in New York. And today we are talking about the healing power of music, a self care tool for you. Welcome to Tita Talks, Anastasia.
Hi, Sonia. Thank you so much for having me.
We are delighted to have you here. What are you doing to care for yourself at home in St. Petersburg, Russia, during this COVID-19 quarantine?
Well, quite a bunch of things. Naturally, I do play violin, and these are weird times, and obviously my entire concert season collapsed. So it's difficult to keep on going just for the sake of going, because I'm not practicing for anything specific. I'm just practicing. But actually, it is a beautiful feeling to just get to play just because I enjoy it, and I just open the score of something that I don't need to prepare for anything, and I could just read through it or just play some duets with my dad who also plays the violin. So, that's one of my self-care tools. Another thing is definitely yoga. I've been enjoying yoga a lot, and I've been taking on 30-day challenges. I'm on to my third one currently, I think.
That's
Um, yeah, it's very good for my muscles, for my joints, but also for my head for sure.
of
I'm
course.
sure you can attest to that with your experience with yoga.
Absolutely. How has COVID-19 affected your work in creative process?
Well, as pretty much with all artists, I this situation is similar across our field. Uh, I've watched my concert season and concert career evaporate sort of overnight because everything got canceled, and it came as a shock initially because obviously nobody predicted for this to blow up into what it ended up being. So it started out by a couple of cancellations, and then it ended up just like sweeping the entire spring season and summer season. So obviously it was something that I had to deal with, and I had to acknowledge that this has happened and just move on. So it has pushed me to come up with different ways of sharing my art, of making a living, obviously. And I'm lucky because I have built um, built my following online and built my online presence. I have been doing it for a few years, and who knew that it would,
I mean,
it would be so useful and in times like these. So I'm very grateful that I have that online presence. And first of all, it gives me the motivation to wake up in the morning and shower and do my hair and not spend days and days in my pajamas. And also, it gives me the motivation to keep on learning, to keep on creating, to know that there's people on the other end of this. And even though, unfortunately, this is all in digital form right now, that hopefully eventually it will come back to some sort of live presence, live art. So I cannot wait for that, and I really miss the feeling of being on stage and physically sensing all that energy coming from the audience. But trying to stay hopeful and do my thing in the meantime, teach and hold masterclass, give master classes and seminars, practice, record some videos, do interviews, reconnect with people. So all that.
in Anastasia, how do you feel music can heal?
So I've had a deep conversation with one of my closest friends in Philadelphia. She's also a wonderful pianist. She's also Juilliard alumnus and my chamber music partner of 4 years or so. And we talked about how oftentimes music and arts, just in general, are considered to be healing per se, just as a purpose for them to exist. And I don't quite agree with that. I think that everybody finds their own meaning in the art. And sometimes if I'm creating something and I might not be in the mindset, in the most calm and serene mindset, to put it this way, but what ends up coming out of my violin might be healing for somebody who's listening to it. That brings me great joy and brings me great comfort to know that something that I'm making could be healing and could be pleasing to somebody in that way. But that is not necessarily the reason why I'm putting my music out there. I'm doing it just because I can't do otherwise. I have to share my music. I have to express myself, and sometimes it's silly, sometimes it's very uplifting, sometimes it's healing, just like you said. So I think it's whoever finds that healing sense, that healing quality in it, that's wonderful. So I think it's very, very subjective here, in my opinion.
And our philosophy is that true self care relies on utilizing the four pillars of a healthy lifestyle. That's exercise, nutrition, rest, healing, and mindfulness meditation. This is our formula for health, happiness, and longevity. And when these four pillars are in alignment, we achieve harmony and equilibrium. What is your daily wellness routine, and what self care tools do you use on a daily basis? I know you mentioned a couple already, your yoga, you're practicing. Are there other daily wellness routines and self care tools that you use?
So, yeah, you did mention, and I did mention earlier, yoga and practicing. And I think the other two would be being aware of how I'm feeling on that day, in that moment. And sometimes I don't wake up necessarily motivated or inspired to do things and to practice and be productive and all that. And I've come to terms with that, and I realized that that's okay. It's
Of
not even outside of the pandemic, just in general. I have those days, and I've had those days for as long as I've been in the profession, and it's fine. And sometimes if you're just being lazy or you just don't want to do things, you want to procrastinate, that I try to battle and try to kind of like win that. But
right,
if I'm just not in the right mindset for that, and I'm just feeling tired and I'm feeling low, and I feel like today is not my productive day, not my best day, I'm trying not to push myself to kind of like bent myself over backwards and do it just because I have to. So I'm trying to be kind to myself and trying to listen to what my body and my emotions and my mental state of that
right.
particular day is telling me. So that's, I think, my third pillar. And lastly, I keep working. I keep working. I put my dress on. I do my hair. I schedule my private students. I start new things. I start group seminars. I start conferences. I start projects, collaborations. So I don't just randomly pile them up and just for the sake of having them, but I'm trying to keep some sort of a routine. So I'm trying to keep my weekdays work days, and then I'm trying to keep my weekends. So I'm trying to have some sort of structure close to what I used to have before all of this uh, hit. So I think that's
That's wonderful. And it seems like you also have resiliency, that you're resilient and you're able to schedule and, maintain your routine, maintain your yoga routine, maintain your healthy eating habits and drinking a lot of water. I know we had a conversation and you had mentioned that you like to stay hydrated as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
I admire your authentic and genuine self-awareness, your approach to mindfulness, and really listening to yourself. It is just so important. It's such an important message for folks at home to really use this time. Use this time if you're not using it as a reset, to renew, recharge, to use the time to be mindful and to be self-aware. What wonderful lessons to share with others. Thank you so much.
yeah.
And what song would you like to play and share with us today?
So I thought about sharing a little bit of Bach because I think that Bach has been such a such a beautiful outlet for my inner emotions, if that's not too weird of a way to put it, but it's just very very transparent and very seemingly simple, but it's given me so much time and so much space to just be on my own, and it's a soul of island work. So I think that's a perfect expression of what I've been going through, and it's kind of like just helps me recenter and find my balance, find my footing. So I wanted to share a little bit of that. It's going to be the finale from the, well, not the finale, it's called the Gigue from the third partita in E major by Johann Sebastian Bach.
Beautiful. Thank That was extraordinary. That was
Yeah.
incredible. Thank you so much for sharing yourself, your music with us. I am so grateful. Thank you for joining us on Tita Talks. Is there any other particular message or words you want to share with our folks at home, with our viewers before we finish?
Um, yeah, there is something I would love to say. I wanted to just speak on behalf of all of the artists and say that at times like these, pay attention to what's getting you through it. So once this is all over, we will certainly remember the the great sacrifice that all our essentials workers have made. And I know that because I come from a family of doctors and I see my family on front lines every day. So also, in the privacy of your own house, of your own apartment, this is something that's getting you through every single day, and that is art. You are watching videos, you are tuning into live stream concerts, you are listening to podcasts, you are reading books, you are taking online classes. All of this is keeping you mentally stable, or all of this is keeping you inspired, is keeping you hopeful. And I would want you to remember that once this is all over. And maybe that's going to change your life a little bit. Maybe you're going to remember what's important and how necessary arts are. And I think this is a great opportunity to see it in action, the importance of it, what it does to us, and how it keeps us alive.
Thank you so much. It is true. They say that art is what helps humanity be sustainable. So I appreciate your sharing with us and talking about the healing power of music, the healing power of art. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Sonia. Appreciate it.